overarch, Donald Trump believes that the election 2020 was a fraud, and he's never going to not believe it, even though there is not enough evidence to take that into court or to really do much about it. He believes it fervently because people believe what they want to believe. Okay. The election of 2016 was a whole different thing. The Democrats believed that Hillary Clinton was going to absolutely walk into that office with no problem. Write about that in the United States of Trump. If you haven't read that book, that might be a good pickup for beach reading if you read Confronting the Presidents, all the other killing books. But anyway, Democrats believed in 16 that they had it. And so there wasn't a lot of subterfuge or all of this. But when they lost, Barack Obama in particular, the president, was very insulted because he thought that, his 2 terms would carry over to a 3rd Democratic term. And he booted Joe Biden off the ticket in place of Hillary Clinton. He thought Clinton would be a more formidable opponent to Trump. Okay. So after Trump was elected in 16, then all kinds of terrible things started to come out about Russia and Putin trying to interfere or actually interfering with the election to throw it to Trump. Enter today or last night. So the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releases classified information about a House investigation, after this was at September 18th, 2020, the report was issued by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, but it was immediately classified. So we didn't know it. Last night, Ms. Gabbard put out everything. So here's what we know. Ready? Okay. Charges against John Brennan, the former CIA director, under Barack Obama, are very powerful. I believe Mr. Brennan will be indicted by the federal government. Here is what the report says about Brennan. Quote, the director of the CIA ordered the post-election publication of 15 reports containing previously collected but unpublished intelligence, 3 of which were substandard, containing information that was unclear, of uncertain origin, potentially biased, or implausible. And those became foundational sources for the intelligence community assessment, judgments that Putin preferred Trump over Clinton. The ICA misrepresented those reports as reliable without mentioning their significant underlying flaws. That was under the direction of John Brennan. That is election fraud. That's fraud. And a myriad of other federal crimes. So if I'm John Brennan, I'm getting a good lawyer. All right, let's run down the other ones. James Comey was the FBI chief, He started in 13 under Obama, convinced Trump to keep him on. That was crazy, but Trump did. And then Trump fired him in 17. So Comey was there for 4 years. Now, the CIA and the FBI don't cooperate, so I'm not accusing Comey of knowing what Brennan was doing. But Comey himself had information that debunked a lot of these accusations that Putin interfered in the election. FBI didn't ever put him out, didn't do a thing about it. Now, Comey's not mentioned in the report by name. So don't think that the federal government's going to indict him. But here's what his deputy, Andrew McCabe, said on CNN, I believe. Was it CNN? No, this is a full screen. Here's what the deputy director of the FBI said, Andrew McCabe, to the investigating committee. Quote, Congressman Chris Stewart of Utah asked him, tell me the most damaging thing that you know of in the dossier that you have been able to verify is true. The most thing that strengthens. Mr. McCabe, sir, I can't answer that question off the top of my head. And that is an unquote. So McCabe says the FBI didn't have any information at all. None. So if that's true, and Brennan was giving this phony scenario, the FBI had an obligation to step forward. I don't know if it's enough to indict Comey. The chairman of the committee that did the investigation, the Intel Committee, was at the time Congressman Adam Schiff from California. He is now a senator. Schiff lied about it, by my count, about 50 times, 5-0. Okay, here's what he said in Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan, April 5th, 2018. Go.
Can you agree that there has been no evidence of collusion, coordination, or conspiracy that has been presented thus far between the Trump campaign and Russia?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in plain sight.
That was not true. And his own report said it was not true. Okay? Your own report said it was not true. Schiff lied. What should happen now? The FBI should re-interview Adam Schiff in his Senate office. Now, he's been pardoned by President Biden. I don't even know if Biden knows that he pardoned him, but he's pardoned. But that does not extend to crimes committed after the pardon. If Schiff lies to the FBI now, and this is Kash Patel, I'd send those agents in tomorrow, say, why did you say that when you knew it wasn't true? Where's your backup for that? Schiff would have to explain why he lied so many times. You just take every lie he told, and I give you 50 of them. And if he lies to the FBI agents, then he's charged with a felony. If he tells the truth, there'll be other people involved. Schiff would have to say, well, so-and-so told me this. You know, that person gave me this. That's a key here, a key to this whole thing. Schiff. Boy, I'd come down on him as hard as humanly possible because you cannot have presidential elections subverted. You can't. And the director of the CIA tried to do that, in my opinion, and will be charged. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. This is very important in the report. So there is an unnamed advisor to Vladimir Putin who the committee had access to. His name is redacted in the declassification by Tulsi Gabbard because they don't want him to be assassinated. But Putin is going to know who this is. Here's the quote from the report. Putin's ambivalence about the two candidates is further supported by, redacted name, also omitted from the ICA. That means Brennan did not put the man's testimony in a report, made no positive mention of Trump. Instead, it revealed his pessimism that neither Trump nor Clinton would be able to correct the strained relationship with Russia. So, Vladimir Putin didn't say, I want Trump to get elected. He didn't care. I believe that is true. When you read my book, Confronting Evil, huge chapter on Putin, one of the most evil men to ever live. He knew that it didn't matter between Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump to him. Now, it did matter, okay, with Trump and Biden. He wanted Biden to win because he could invade Ukraine. Putin. And Biden did in 2020. All right. So finally, the far right precincts are screaming about Barack Obama. And I think President Trump mentioned it too, that he's going to be arrested or indicted or whatever. That will not happen. Now, sorry, I got to tell you the truth. I know some of you don't like President Obama and you feel he's up to his eyebrows in this whole conspiracy to defraud the election. I understand that. But in this report, nothing about Obama. Now, it strains credulity that Obama wouldn't know what his director of CIA, Brennan, was up to and what Comey was up to. I have to know, but did he know that they were falsifying? That's tough to prove. And then he has executive privilege, just like Trump. So he can say, look, I'm not going to tell you anything. And under our Constitution, he didn't have to. So do not expect that. And those people who are saying it's going to happen are misleading you. And we will never do that here. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL.